Alright. So welcome back everybody to Panzer Hearts episode number 3. This has been a surprisingly good visual novel in my opinion since we started it. And I hope you guys are enjoying the story as much as I am. Surprisingly good. This is a visual novel I got in an Indie Gala bundle a few months back. So first time I've played it, but yeah, I'm surprised at how good it's been so far. We're taking the place of a young man who was wounded in war, and kind of a mix between a European war and some kind of a mythology mix. And it's pretty interesting so far. I mean, it's kind of far out there as far as the whole mythology mix and the European war, kind of combining those into one. But it seems to be working, and it's definitely holding my interest. And I think that's because of pretty good writing. We have a couple of different interests as far as a flame now. We definitely like a factory worker. We got wounded in a war. We're working for a tank factory for the commander. And doing our best to do everything we can to help our country. And while working in this tank factory, our mother has lost her husband to war. She's lost her older brother to a war in like the Air Force basically. He died, and we're the only one she has left. So she is worried sick about us, especially getting wounded in the war and not coming home to rest and heal. We went right to work at the tank factory, and by God, she's just worried sick about us and holding on to everything she can from her husband and her son. And that's kind of sad as well. And we're kind of getting fed up with her being so down about everything, I think. And we also have a very interested woman that works at the tank factory with us. And we also have a girl we can't get out of our head who happens to be this commander's Astrid. Astrid is the one that Joe and I kind of like. But for whatever reason, the story keeps telling us we can't get this commander's daughter out of our head. And this guy basically asked us to come to a movie with him and his daughter, and we couldn't resist. And at the very end of episode 2, we had to break off our plans to go to a park with Astrid. Astrid kind of had her heart set on going to a park. We also had a moment in episode number 2 where it looked like we might have went nude swimming with Astrid in a lake, and she got completely nude. We got down to our underwear and went swimming with her, splashing each other in the face and having a gay old time, laughing and giggling and all that. And it didn't tell us what happened. It made a moment like she was closing her eyes and squinting and almost like waiting for a kiss. And I thought it was going to ask us if we was going to kiss her or not, but then it changed scenes to us waking up in the morning. So we never really found out what happened with that. But even with all that and our romance with Astrid going wild right now, we are banging our head on the table at why we can't get this commander's daughter out of our head. And we know nothing about her either. It's kind of weird. Let's go ahead and load where we picked up. And we're about to head to the theater with this commander and his daughter. I take a tram and arrive just as the Zoo Cinema Palace opens. It's the greatest movie theater in town, and tonight it's lit up with glorious spotlights. Large banners emblazoned with the Empire insignia hang from the front walls. A violently red carpet leads to the entrance. Glossy black automobiles drive up to the front, releasing people who are instantly swarmed by devoted photographers. Guards have set up a perimeter around them. And for the love of Hathor, I didn't know there was an actual premiere tonight. I'm glad I put on my uniform. Hey, it's not fancy, but at least it's a uniform. Look at his face. He looks like he's worried. It looks like he's worried sick or scared. I approach the entrance. and a guard holds up his hand. Cinema guard, you must be one of the veterans of the minister invited for tonight's presence. Yes, I'm a hero of the Eastern Front, and that's why the minister invited me here. Or, no, I haven't received such an invitation. Well, yeah, I have received an invitation. Oh, you are welcome, sir. Step right in. The guard lets me through, and all of a sudden, I am on a red carpet. I feel like a movie star myself. Now he's got a smile. At once, a black car motors up to the cinema entrance. Uh-oh, two people step out of the car. Kontar and Nefer. Nefer is his daughter. Photographers turn to see who they are. Most turn away, but a few do catch snapshots of them. Kontar climbs the steps and shakes people's hands. And Nefer looks absolutely stunning. Wow, that is a fancy dress, ain't it? She is a true beauty of the Empire. Her hair looks encompassing of the values of our great nation. Oh, that long blonde hair. Those eyes, though, I think that's what's doing it for him. I don't know. At one point, it looked like she had really big boobs, so I was like, he's just interested in the boobs. That's why he can't get his mind off of her. And she unleashes a warm smile and hugs the other young, beautiful women. She steers towards me and smiles. She's all dolled up, as if a movie starlet herself, and she just beams at me. I walk to Nefer and shake her hand in exaggeratedly formal fashion. Both of us are grinning like mad. Nice to see you again, soldier. You too, Nefer. And then it hits me again, the sweet, alluring, intoxicating scent. Like he can't get over her perfume or the scent of her as well. Like he was smelling her while he was riding a bike to work, and she was nowhere around. And Bastian says, I must apologize for sounding like a fool, but why are you on the red carpet? And Kontar says, Bastian, so nice to have you here. Well, yes, sir. With my experience on the front, it was easy to breach the defenses. I'm glad you're finally relaxing a bit, Bastian. Let's go inside. The movie starts soon. Side by side, Kontar, Nefer, and I walk into the theater. My heart pounds with excitement. I can't believe I'm at a movie premiere with Kontar and his daughter. We enter the grand lobby of the Zoo Cinema Palace. It's filled with glamorous people toasting each other with glasses of sparkling wine. A large mural depicting Nephthys dominates the back wall of the lobby, protecting everyone inside. Oh wow. This sounds like an elegant frickin' theater. I mean, look at the lighting and the chandelier. It just looks like something I've never experienced in my life. I also see other men wearing other soldier uniforms. It's a good thing that I'm wearing mine. Waiters pass, carrying trays filled with wine glasses. And Kontar motions the waiter to serve us. We grab glasses and we toast each other. I still can't believe I'm here with these people. How did a poor kid like me achieve this? I'm sorry to ask such a foolish question, but why are we here exactly? Bastian, I might have forgotten to mention, but Nefer actually played a role in this film. Oh, wow! She played in this movie we're going to see? No wonder he's so proud, and no wonder he wants to show off his daughter. Ah, it kind of makes sense now. Sounds like the Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles. Yeah, I've never been there. Sounds really nice. I mean, they're serving wine. They're serving wine, for crying out loud. She did a great job, so we're invited to the premiere. And Nefer says, oh, it's just a very small part, but I think I did it quite well. The director really liked me and he said he would keep me in mind for future roles. Oh, you just wait, honey. In a short while, Nefer will be a huge star. And suddenly, everyone in the lobby quiets. Almost as one, they turn to look at the entrance. A thin man in a plain brown uniform walks in. He wears no insignia, other than an armband with Animus on it. He's surrounded by a wall of bodyguards in black uniforms. By the light of Harthur, the Minister of Public Enlightenment. Yes, he often attends film premieres, especially high-profile ones such as this one. They're saying this will be the biggest hit in the history of the Empire's movie industry. The minister walks past us accompanied by his guards. As he passes me, we happen to make eye contact. The look in his eyes is penetrating, merciless. It feels as if he can see right through me. The minister is a very powerful man. I've heard stories about how he can talk people into anything. After seeing his eyes, I believe that those stories are probably true. And a shiver shoots through my body. The minister walks into the theater, and after a moment, people follow him, always keeping a respectful distance. Kontar leads us upstairs, where we're guided to our balcony seats. What's this say? All the seats are filled. Everyone wants to see this film. They give us a great view of the overwhelming size of the theater. There must be some 2,000 seats here. And before sitting down, I take a quick glance around the audience. There are officers, distinguished business owners, beautiful women, and quite a few soldiers. The theater is packed. I am so lucky to have been invited here. As we sit, the lights dim and a spotlight appears just in front of the silver screen. The minister walks to the podium and an eerie silence fills the theater. Dear comrades, in the name of Animus, I welcome you to this very special evening. I apologize for a breach of conduct, but I'm going to call you our friends tonight. This is a very special night, deserving of such unconventional phrasing. Dear friends, as you probably have noticed, I am terribly fond of movies, and this is a particularly dear piece to me. This film does something that no film before it as it encapsulates authentic life in the war. Dear friends, it is not any kind of secret that times are not the easiest right now. This will of our people is being tested, and let me assure you, we will triumph. That is the natural course of our history. This can already be seen as our victorious troops take one city after another. Just a few days ago, 300,000 Koladov soldiers were captured as our troops closed the pincers around the Black Soil City. Kontar nods. I glance across the theater. Everyone looks focused and determined. They seem to be in silent agreement. During war, dear friends, we have to remember how important love is. Love is what binds us together, and nothing is more beautiful than a woman loving her husband, or a mother looking after her child. But the true depth of love is tested when one has to let go. We haven't all seen it. We have all felt it. When a loved one is gone. And the minister's words shake me. I think of my father, and how I wish I'd gotten to know him better. All I know are my mom's babblings of all his heroics. What kind of person was he, and what did he like? What did he hate? Did he love my mom? And was he happy? My eyes tear up. I turn my thoughts back to the speech, and I try to concentrate. I can't just start crying in front of Kontar and Nefer. To miss them, our sons, fathers, and brothers, has become an everyday occurrence for us, but it never becomes unremarkable. We must all thank them, for they are protecting and guarding us against the threats of our enemies. For the greater good, an individual must, at times, give up his personal interests. That is his duty for the Empire. The final victory, let us remember, means the true freedom of our people, and nothing is more important than that. This extends to matters of much more prosaic importance than love, such as food, leisure, entertainment, and shallow joys. The night exhibits our lives particularly well. We are enjoying a moment together now. We are gathered in this limited space to celebrate brotherhood and pay our respects to our comrades on the front. Tomorrow, dear friends, we shall all go back to work. Piece by piece, we build an empire fit for the final victory. Long live the Empire! Long live the Emperor! Let Anubis guide our way. Now, people, rise up and let the storm break loose. I spring to my feet and violently applaud. A joyful cheer fills the space as all get up to join me. Many are crying. Triumphant music pours through the speakers. The minister holds his fist up as a gesture of power. He does not smile, but he looks determined and content. He walks off the podium as the lights dim out. And now the silver screen lights up. A newsreel starts to roll. Tanks, trucks, artillery, and the other machinery accompanied by soldiers speed down the muddy roads of Kolanov. The commentator explains that the victorious troops of the Empire have taken another city from the enemy, and this time the victory is greater than ever before. 300,000 Kolanov soldiers have been captured and over 3,200 tanks have been destroyed in the Black Soil City encirclement. Oh, this is what the minister was just referring to. I wish I could have taken part in that remarkable victory. Planes fly across the sky, flak guns pounding at them. A burning plane falls down, and the commentator explains, voice thick with excitement, how the falling plane mirrors the faith of the enemy. At the end of the newsreel, huge columns of beautiful tanks roll across the vast Kolanov steppe. I don't think I've seen that model at the factory. Nothing can stop us, the commentator explains. The final victory will soon be ours. And the theater once again fills with thunderous applause. People stand up from their seats in standing ovations and this lasts for minutes. Everyone seems to be full of confidence in the final victory. I am too. I must be. It is our greatest cause to conquer space for our people. I am proud to be part of it. And I glance over at Nefer. She notices my look and glances back at me. A smile spreads across Kontar's face. Wow. Sounds like he's setting this up. It sounds like he wants us to blossom, if you would. And the question is, why? Man, this is really good. I'm really enjoying this visual novel. How do you kids feel about the war effort? Isn't the bravery of our soldiers worthy of admiration? Yes, Father, I admire our soldiers. I think what helps them in their struggles is they acknowledge that they are fighting for the right cause. Oh, that is definitely true. The conquering of space for our people is the necessary thing to do in order to free us from our current predicament of being surrounded by enemies on all sides of us. I was on the battlefield for only a short time, but the brotherhood between comrades was so strong it could take us through anything. Music again starts to play. Text appears across the screen. The Great Love. And the film begins with two fighter planes flying over a desert. One of them crash lands. The crowd gasps as flames curl into the sky. I've never seen such a realistic film. I wonder if this is going to remind him of how his brother died. Wasn't that similar to how his brother died? Never, this movie is so spectacular. I've never seen anything like this. It cost 3 million gold marks to make, so it better be good. Wow, that's a lot of money. I wouldn't act in a second-rate film. Well, I believe that. The scene shifts, a curtain opens on the theater stage, and a woman begins to sing. Dancers spin gracefully in the background, and after a few moments, an orchestra starts to play. That's me! Oh, wow. Where? I can't recognize you. Right there. Well, I'm not there anymore. Don't worry, I think I saw you. A lie? I didn't see you, I'm sorry. Tell the truth. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, that's a shame. It was the only time I show up in this film. You missed your chance. And Condor says, shh, focus on the movie. We can discuss your performance afterwards. Me and Nefer throw quick smiles at each other and turn our heads towards the screen. The singing woman finishes her performance. 2 men in military uniforms are shown applauding in the audience. I let myself indulge deep in the cinematic fantasy world. After the film, people pour into the lobby. More sparkling wine is served and people flirt from group to group, light smiles on their faces. And Nefer says, wasn't that last scene great? The one where she watches as her planes fly towards the victory? It's so beautiful. She was able to let him go, just as the minister said. Yes, it truly was a remarkable film. All the joys and sorrows that constitute life. And Bastian says, I enjoyed it too, but I can't wait anymore. Tell me everything you did in the film, Nefer. Well, I was actually just the one little scene. It was a small part. But more importantly, I got to know the director and other people working in the business. Yes, it's all about knowing people and the people you know. Remember that when planning your career, Bastian. Yes, sir, that's good advice. And Kontar looks at his watch. Okay, we better get going. It's getting late. I'll use the facilities, and then we're going to go home, Nefer. Yes, Father. As Kontar leaves, I run towards Nefer. He runs towards her? Well, I can imagine this. He's like running, Nefer, my long-lost angel. I've been waiting for you my whole life. And he's running into her arms. Nefer, it was a great night. I'm just sad that I don't get to enjoy you, or I didn't get to enjoy you on the screen more. Oh, it was a great night. And don't worry about that. I'll get bigger roles in the future. I sure hope so. It would be quite amazing if you became a movie star. Just watch me. And she laughs. Nefer sets her hands on her waist, pushes her elbows frontwards, and extends her spine. Man, she does look pretty there. She looks at me intently and slowly starts to move. She slides in front of me, turns around, and looks at me over her shoulder. She is so graceful, yet there is an animalistic sensuality in the way she moves herself. She does a quick spin on the floor. Oh my gosh. The hem of her skirt lifts up a little, but she keeps her eyes fixed on me. I don't think anything is going to stop you. I don't think so either. Nefer makes another spin. I grab her hand and she spins around me. We both start to laugh. Nice move, kids. Kontar is watching us. I immediately jump away from Nefer. Look at him. She's not nervous at all. He's like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Sir, Nefer was showing me how she danced in the film. Look at his cheeks turning red. Bastian, it's okay to dance a little. It's not a crime. Nefer, darling, let's get going. That's funny. Nefer stops spinning and offers me her hand. I take it and give it as formal a kiss as I can muster. And she says, "I'll see you later, Bastian." "Colonel, Nefer, it was a pleasure. I'll see you at the factory, sir." "Good night, Bastian." Kantar and Nefer walk away, and I watch them as they go. This has been a remarkable night, not unlike a dream. My mind jumps back to the strange visions I had, and I pinch myself, and it hurts. He's not dreaming. I look up to see if Nefer and Kantar are disappearing into a sleek automobile. This is real. I feel light. I feel happy. This was exactly what I needed. Now, when he's talking about that, he was talking about how he needed to escape from the sadness of his mom and everything like that. Kind of always down and everything, and I think it kind of makes him sad. I follow Nefer and Kantar's cue to head home myself. A brisk breeze welcomes me as I leave the cinema. I take a moment to admire our beautiful city and the evening lights. Even though it's far away, the huge construction sites of the Citizens Hall and Triumph Arc are visible. Suddenly, an unpleasant feeling creeps into my consciousness. A feeling that I'm being watched. Uh-oh. Out of the corner of my eye, I see something moving behind the big trees next to the cinema building. Oh, this is creepy. Who the hell's watching him? Could it be Astrid? Did Astrid come to the theater to spy on him to make sure that he wasn't going to be holding hands with Nefer or something? Wow, what's going on here? Somebody's watching him. You think it's Astrid, Joe? Out of the corner of my eye, I see something moving behind the big screens next to the cinema building. And playing it cool, I join the flow of other people leaving the cinema. Soon, my path diverges from the crowd. I step onto a relatively empty street away from the bright lights. The hair on the back of my neck stands. The feeling is so strong. There is definitely someone following me. I shove my hands into my pockets and take long strides, trying to look as casual as I can. And then, without warning, I turn around. I swear I can see the flick of some dark fabric disappearing behind a corner. I peer into the night, but was it really fabric? Or was it just the leaves of a distant bush rustling in the wind? I shake my head. I haven't been sleeping well for days. I must just be tired. Why would anyone follow me? I'm a poor kid without a father. A man who lives with his mother. I'm nothing special. Shivering slightly, I run towards home, or I turn towards home. The excitement must be getting to me. So someone was following him, and we didn't find out who it was. Mom is still sitting at the table when I get home. She's fallen asleep in a rocking chair. Aww. Her hands are covering her chest as if protecting something. I watch her for a few moments before grabbing a blanket and laying it over her. And then I go to sleep myself. What a weird night. I can hardly believe it really happened. The film was great, just as the minister described. Life as it truly is. That is the pinnacle of what cinema can achieve. Our masterful filmmakers have proven their skills once again. I wonder if the minister was also involved in the filmmaking process. He seemed to love that film. He must be a very smart man. And Kantar, I don't know why, but he really seems to like me. I have to keep working hard to prove that I'm worthy of all his fondness. And Nefer, I got to sit next to her and even dance with her. She's so beautiful. She moves so elegantly. And oh my god, her scent. Bright and early in the morning, I biked to the factory and entered the assembly hall. I had the same nightmare again, but it was a little different. I think we were actually moving forward. The battle was still fierce, but at least we made some kind of progress. Maybe things will start to get better now. As usual, it's buzzing with action. Seeing Hans, I salute. Good morning. Did you have fun at the movies last night? I heard The Great Love is awesome. Yeah, the film was great. And can you imagine the Minister of the Public Enlightenment was there and gave a speech? I was sitting there with... Yes, with Colonel Ackerman and his daughter. I know. The factory might be huge, but news still travels fast. I might even get a little jealous of you. Oh, no reason for that. It was just a fun evening. Now I'm here for work, sir. Haha, oh yes, today I have a very special task for you. Follow me. We head out of the assembly hall, and what is Hans going to show me this time? Every machine we pass is running smoothly and at full power. The conveyor belts whir, and people shout and move equipment. Huge splices of metal and gears are transported by humongous cranes. A shot of heat strikes my face, molten metal being poured into casts. Finally, we arrive at yet another tank assembly area. Large pieces of machinery are stacked alongside its edges. Bastian, your task is to assemble another tank. This is a newer model. Our pioneering engineers are pretty proud of it. I've been informed a large-scale offensive is being planned, and these tanks are needed on the front as soon as possible. Be as efficient as you can and don't mess around. Understood? Yes, sir. I'll be back before lunch to help if you're not finished by then. Oh man, I have to get this done before Hans comes back. I want to see the look on his face when I've done it all by myself. Alright, so we got to put this tank together again, and we've done this a few times before with different models, and it doesn't really seem to matter what order we put this stuff in. It just works. I can put the paint on first, doesn't matter. I do like how it kind of gives that symbol both right here and right there. Bam. And then the treads. Ooh, we got a fail sound. Oh my god, Joe, what the heck? Did I put it on wrong? Shouldn't this be going around here? Yeah, we didn't put that on right. What the heck? I don't know. Ready. The caterpillar track doesn't fit. What the heck am I doing wrong? I don't know. I strike the side of the crane in a fit of anger. Why doesn't this fit? Bastian, you fool. Don't tell me you're having problems with the caterpillar tracks again. And just like that, Astrid is next to me. How does she always manage to pop up at the most inconvenient times? Oh, shut up. I was doing a really good job until this stupid piece of crap wouldn't get into place. Ha 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 ha. Look at her just laughing at me. You really are a fool, you know that? Anyone with even a bit of experience with tanks could see that these tracks are the Spitzes. They don't fit the Schnauzer. You need to get different tracks. Well, how on earth am I supposed to get new tracks all of a sudden? Hans will be back soon, and if I'm not done by then, I'm going to be humiliated. Look at his concern. Well, we can always go to the other hall and get the right tracks for this tank. Really? We can really do that? Yes, we can, but on one condition. Yeah, whatever it is, or wait a minute, I'm not going to do anything illegal. I think he's going to have a tendency to say, yeah, whatever it is, but let's just say, let's try to keep him out of trouble, shall we? I won't do anything illegal. Well, in that case, we might not be able to pull this off. Okay, okay, I was joking. Just tell me whatever it is I have to do. He don't even care if it's illegal now. We go to the Marcia Brunnen today. Oh, the park that she wants to go to. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's probably wrong. The Marca Brunnen. I'm going to call it the Marca Brunnen. Yeah, we'll go to Marca Brunnen Park. I'll buy you all the ice cream you want. Just let's do it. That's a deal. Look at her face. She's very happy with herself. Follow me. Oh, Astrid is so helpful. I kind of like the girl. I kind of love Astrid for him. As much as he keeps thinking about, this daughter. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like Astrid. How about you, Joe? I think so. What is going on over here? A tank ammunition is waiting for transfer in front of the storage room. I don't care. I don't care about that. I want to know about Astrid and what we're doing here. Astrid and I run through the corridor that leads to the other hall. This way. Whoa, not too fast. With that pace, you might even beat a snail. Oh my god, she's giving him shit. You're a few clowns short of a circus, aren't you? Oh, shut up and duck. What is it? Quiet. It's Hans with a protection guard officer. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Protection guard? The most feared soldiers in the whole empire? Quickly, let's hide behind the barrels. Oh my god, what's going on here? Who's in trouble? We quickly jump behind the barrels just in time as Hans enters the corridor with a protection guard officer. And Hans says, your uniform fits you quite well. What is going on here? Oh my god, Joe, what the heck? Anybody? It's amazing that old outfit evolved into a sleek new design. It's almost like he's eyeing the way this uniform fits him. Yeah, that's a bit abnormal for a straight man, I'm just saying. And the officer says, I like it too. It's manufactured by an up-and-coming clothes factory in the Western Empire. They do a great job, and the owner is a devout supporter of us. Oh, those boots are nice as well. Oh my god, Hans, are you laying on just a little bit thick there? Oh, stop it, you rugged factory sergeant. I might have to discipline you for that. Oh boy. Man. Ha 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 ha, I apologize, sir. Look at how big this fucking dude's arms are. Oh my god. Yeah, no wonder this guy likes him, huh? Look at them arms. Look at them fucking biceps. Jesus. My intentions are purely professional. I'll show you professional intentions soon enough. What is Hans talking about? He never talks like this. It seems they have a personal relationship, Astrid chimes in. And what is the protection guard officer doing in our factory? I might have an idea, but I'm not real sure. Hans even sounds different. Damn. Uh-huh. Let's just focus on what we're doing, okay? We'll make a run for it when we have the chance. Yeah, I really don't want to get caught with my pants down. Astrid might make a statement about that. Yeah. I'm not so sure that these two guys don't want to see each other with their pants down as well. I'm just saying, not him, but each other. And that's kind of what it sounded like. Yeah, it sounds like he's his boyfriend, Joe says. Astrid takes a baffled look at me, but doesn't say anything about getting caught with my pants down. Hans, and now we're back to Hans. But back to the problem I mentioned. We should have a look at the storage room. Why do I have a feeling he's like giving him a wink as well? Oh my. And the officer's like, yes, let's see what the situation is in there. They head into a storage room at the end of the corridor, shutting the door behind them. Oh my. Uh-huh. And ruckus immediately erupts inside the storage room. Uh-huh. Yeah. They're working on something all right in there. All right, it's our chance. Let's go. We get up and start running toward the other assembly hall. But for some reason, I just can't seem to shake the odd feeling that something suspicious is going on with Hans and that protection guard officer. The door to the storage room is just a few meters away. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. Peek in the storage room? Oh, come on, guys. I think we already know what's going on in there. We don't want to, open the door and see somebody with their pants down, as we just mentioned. Yeah, we're going to keep running. Yeah, I think Joe agrees there. We dash through, making it to the other end. Wait a minute. Sorry. We dash through, making it to the other assembly hall. The weird scene quickly leaves my mind as Astrid gets right down to business. Wow. Alright, we're here. She brandishes to the space proudly, though I can't see why. It looks exactly as the same hall I work in, except this, complete with the same crane, machine parts, and caterpillar tracks. The only difference is a pair of huge doors dominating the far side of the hall over there. Okay, we just gotta pick the right one and put it on a truck. A truck? I don't see a truck here. Oh, you're finally showing signs of intelligence. You need to go through those big doors and get a truck outside. I'll operate the crane and get the right caterpillar track for the tank. Okay, let's do it. Astrid goes to the crane's operator's cabin while I run to the large doors. Have I even driven a truck before? And when I tug on the handles, they barely budge. I have to yank with all my strength a few times before the doors start moving. Well, maybe we need Hans with those big, massive biceps to open these doors, huh? But I think Hans is a little bit busy right now. Hurry up! I'm almost done with the track. Okay, I got the doors open. Good job, now get the truck. A truck stands outside, right next to the door. I hop in hard in my throat, and I start the truck. I have driven a vehicle only a couple of times, and I feel just a bit shaky. Well, at least he's driven a couple of times. Maybe we can not break something or run something over, or kill ourselves. I drive the truck indoors. Astrid already has grabbed the caterpillar track, so all I have to do is back the truck underneath it. Well, let's hope we can do that. And then, with a thump and a bit of a jerk, the job is done. Good deal. Astrid jumps onto the passenger seat and just beams at me. Let's go. We leave the assembly hall, driving around the factory buildings toward the assembly hall we left earlier. The chimneys rise high into the sky, their thick smoke making the factory grounds seem dim. And beneath the smoke are the roofs of various sizes, as far as the eye can see. Trucks, motorcycles, armored vehicles, tons of automobiles race around, echoing through the alleys. The whole factory area teems with life. It reminds me of an ant colony, each worker meticulously and tirelessly carrying out their own tasks. The view recedes, however, as we head inside the assembly hall. Oh man, I hope we don't get caught. I jump out of the truck and Astrid immediately yells or tells me what to do, as if she were giving me orders. Yeah, I can see her yelling though. Bastian, take the schnauzer track from the truck and put the Spitz track in its place. Despite being the same rank, I don't mind. She really seems to know what she's doing here. I do, as she says, post haste. I run to the crane operator's cabin and replace the Spitz track with the Schnauzer one. Now I just need to get the track in place. Alright, so now we just got to put the new track on. Hey, that looks a little bit better. Remember how I said it wasn't going all the way around and it was sagging? Hey, looks like that one fits a little bit better. Yeah, see, size matters, guys. Yep, you gotta have the right size. Get the job done. Ta-da! My question is, why did we have the wrong freaking treads in our part of the factory? That was a little bit weird. Like, is that a mistake, or was that done on purpose? Anyway, Astrid's like, good job, Bastian. I'm going to return the truck now before anyone starts to miss it. I'll see you after work, okay? Oh, thank you so much, Astrid. I'll see you after work, hon. I walked to the tank, wiping my forehead. It took such a whirlwind to get her ready in time, but it was worth it. She is a beautiful beast. How are you getting along, Bastian? Okay. How are you getting along, buddy? What's up there, man? He jumps. I guess my hearing is still recovering, as I had no idea that Hans was right behind me. But just suddenly, a smile spreads over my face. I get to present my achievement to him. So the tank is assembled and ready to go to the front, sir, I say to him. And Hans looks at me suspicious. Yep, he put the wrong track in the room and expected me to put it on wrong. Put the wrong track on there. Uh-huh. Good thing we had Astrid there, huh? Are you sure? Fully assembled? Yes, sir. Take a look, sir. Hans walks around the tank and inspects it. He looks very closely at the caterpillar tracks and then puts a hand to his chin. Uh-huh. A little test, huh? Interesting. Interesting. I follow his path, delighted in his reaction. I feel like teasing him just a little. Is everything okay, sir? Oh, yes, remarkable. You assembled the tank fully. Perfect job. Congratulations, Bastian. Thank you, sir. We look at the tank together. Hans's eyes betray his amazement, and I join him in the celebration. Oh, she is a beauty, isn't she? Look at the sleek lines of her body. I admit, she is wonderful. We call her the Schnauzer? Well, it is a Schnauzer tank, right? I think this might be a trick question, and besides, the name of the game is Panzer Hearts. I don't see any hearts here, but the name of the game's Panzer Hearts. I'm going to go with Panzer. Is it a Panzer? Panzer? Uh-oh, I guess we're wrong. What in the name is that? This beast is called the Schnauzer. Ha 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 ha. Oh well, I feel so relaxed now, I don't even feel like getting angry. Oh, I wonder, Hans, what put you in such a good mood. Why do you feel relaxed, sir? Oh my god, Bastian. Don't ask. Never mind that. Oh my god. You are to report to Colonel Ackerman after lunch. Yes, sir. Hans walks away, his footsteps echoing through the hall. I wonder if the Colonel's going to have his daughter there with him again. Oops, I accidentally hit the wrong button. So anyway, Hans walks away, he is a big man, his footsteps echoing through the hall. Boom, boom, boom. I 1, 2, 3, 4. I 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if he's marching like that. And Astrid comes up again. Oh my god. Well, that escalated quickly. Astrid has, once again, appeared right behind me. How does she do this? You goofball. It looks like he's happy to see her, though. And we hug each other and just laugh. That's funny. Oh, now we're in the Colonel's office again. When I reach Kontar's office, I find him silhouetted before the window, staring at the factory pipes. I can understand the tirelessly pouring smoke is actually mesmerizing. I almost feel like I'm interrupting him. And I say, Assembler Bastian reporting, Colonel. Oh, it is you, Bastian. I was just a bit bemused. You can relax. Tell me, how did you like yesterday? This feels a little bit, put me on the spot a little bit. I'm not gonna marry your daughter, Colonel. I like Astrid, damn it. Just leave me alone. Sir, it was so great. And Kontar steps towards me, and I'm like, Oh my god, pedophile, leave me alone! Run! No, I'm just kidding. Kontar steps towards me, his every movement radiating authority. His back is always straight, his chin is level, his shoulders are back, and feet pointing forward. It's impossible to find any kind of insecurities in the way that he carries himself. Bastion, I appreciate your unwavering respect for conduct, but I must entreat you to again relax, boy. And he rests a hand on my shoulder. Man, he keeps having to tell me that. I guess I'm so nervous around him, huh? Did you enjoy last night? You can be honest with me, Bastion. Well, I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't have. It sounded like an amazing freaking film that we went to see, and his daughter is, like, super elegant. Of course, sir, very much. The movie was great. I even think I had a dream of the opening scene. It was just so powerful. I have no idea how they did it, but it all just looks so real. And the minister, what a speech! And Kontar says, they used miniatures for the scene where the plane crashes in the desert. And I agree on the speech. It was very warm, a very unlikely speech. The minister displayed real emotion last night. Even though we shouldn't get emotional in the matters of the Empire, emotions are still our advisors in the path of righteousness. He knew what the film was about. Do you think he saw it beforehand? Oh, of course he did. He is the Minister of Public Enlightenment, after all. He has to see all the movies before they go public. Come, let me show you something. And Kontar leads me to the window. Oh boy. There they are. I really like the visuals in this novel. I like the good expression of, you know, like their faces and how they can express happiness or fear or sadness or whatever. Anyway, squeezing my shoulder, he gestures to the world outside. I mean, I can totally picture this. I think the writing is really well done in this thing. Look out there. And what do you see, Bastion? Workers walk across a small patch of land before the assembly halls. A couple of trucks drive through the narrow alleys, and an armored vehicle is parked next to a wall. The factory buildings stand like giants all around them. I see people working, and I see some cars in the buildings around us. Well, that's about it. No, give me more detail. Tell me how it all makes you feel. Well, the people seem to be busy, some more than others. One man's just smoking a cigarette, but that other one there is sprinting with a toolkit. There are guards stationed here and there, and they seem dutiful. They're not really doing anything, though. I guess they just need to have a reason to act. Oh, and there's a cat! I don't know where it's going, but it looks like it has a plan. It's not really looking for anything, it's just trying to go somewhere. But, I don't know, cats might have a different sense of location and place than we do. Very good. You describe well, but that still is merely just a description. Can you tell me how the scene you see makes you feel? How does it affect you, Bastion? I'm not really sure I understand the point of this, sir. This is an order, Assembler. Oh, wow, damn. He wants to know how this makes him feel, and that's an order. Yes, sir. The cat has a sense of direction, and it's clearly going somewhere, but where? I think the cat doesn't even know. But it's simply better to go than to just stand still. There's a lot of people and a lot of action going on around the cat. But the cat doesn't even care. The cat just goes. The cat just is. The walls are high and the people are busy. It makes the cat's position look almost like, I don't know, a trap. The claustrophobic maze. The sounds are loud and the walled-in scenery is a constant motion. But I don't think the cat is stressed or worried at all. It just simply is. I feel like I'd like to be free like that too. I wish I could be more like that cat. The cat that is. Oh, I kind of understand him here. I mean, He kind of wishes he had no worries, kind of like a cat, you know, not no job you have to go to, no feeling of, you know, you have to do this to make somebody proud. You have to worry about this and how this affects this person, and what you say here affects that person. And sometimes life can be hard, and I think he's kind of dealing with a lot, especially with his mom, especially right now. I could feel him. Is that what you wanted, Kontar? Kontar takes a hold of both of my shoulders and turns me back towards the room. He has a sincere but happy look on his face. Bravo! You have a poet inside of you, Bastian. Thank you. And Bastian, sorry, says thank you. Thank you, I just followed the order, sir. I appreciate your honesty, son. It was great to hear your thoughts. Now, I have a question for you. You just had a question for me. Another one? Sir? Why do you think the cat isn't stressed? And Kontar says, because it walks in a calm manner and is graceful in its posture? Or because the cat is different from you? Oh, that's a good question, sir. I don't know. But I guess I made the assumption based on how the cat looks. As you said, it moves gracefully, but I can't know what's going on inside of its head. Well, do you think the same thing applies to people? Oh, no, sir, of course not. People are like me. I can see what they think. Really? Then why don't you tell me what the workers walking down there are thinking? Oh my, he set him up there, didn't he? Oh, I see your point, sir. Even if a worker is running with a toolbox, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's stressed or eager to work. And neither is a stationary smoker definitely dwelling on calm thoughts. Do you remember anything of the battle that you took part in? I don't really remember too much. We were just entering the Koladov territory. The storm captain gave us the order to recon enemy positions, and I volunteered. I think I went over to look into the possible enemy positions, but I can't remember anything at all after that. And the next thing I know, I'm just lying in a hospital bed. That's quite enough. I'm going to ask you another question, and I need you to be completely honest with me here. Can you do that? Oh no, I hope he's not going to ask a question about his daughter or how he feels about his daughter or something. Yes, sir. Oh, were you scared? Who wouldn't be scared in a war? I mean, if you weren't scared in a war, I think you'd be stupid. Were you scared? Sir, just be honest, Bastian. He wants to see how honest this kid is. I don't know if it's because he's wanting to set him up with his daughter or what, but I looked down, holding back tears. Yes, I was scared. I didn't want to be. I thought I wouldn't be scared. That was the only thing I wanted. I just wanted to serve my country and to become a war hero, to make my mother proud of me. Thank you, Bastian. Just one final question. How many questions does this guy have? He keeps saying one more question, one more question. Now he's got one final question. Oh my gosh. These questions are making me nervous. Can I fail in answering them? Yeah, he's starting to feel like this guy's like giving him like a, I don't know, like a test that he can fail, and he's testing him like a little bit too hard, it feels like. Anyway, yeah, he's getting kind of nervous. Like, another question? Okay. The other soldiers, your comrades, were they scared? I don't know. They all looked like they were ready to battle. And do you think you might have looked like that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I probably did. You think they thought I wasn't scared? Most certainly, the bulk of them did. Bastian, even the bravest soldiers are scared. Bravery doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means acting even though you are afraid. And you volunteered. Don't forget that, Bastian. That was a brave thing for you to do. You could be very proud of yourself for that. Yeah, I understand. That makes sense. There is a saying, all that is great stands in the storm. You do not need to yield, even if you are scared. Yes, sir, that makes perfect sense. Kontar grabs both of my shoulders, turning me to face him. Let me guess, one more question. Bastian, do not ever let anything stand between you and the final victory. Oh. No matter how things are or seem to be, remember the ultimate goal. Remember the final victory. Yes, sir. I will always keep the final victory in sight, even when times are tough. No matter what sacrifices you might have to make, remember they are for the most righteous cause, the prosperity and might of the Empire. Yes, just like the minister said, long live the Empire, long live the Emperor. Let Anubis guide our way. Yes, you have the right spirit, son. You're dismissed. Finally, I turn and head for the door. Just as my hand wraps around the door handle, Kontar speaks again. One more question. I'm just kidding. One more thing, Bastian. What you did today, to get that tank assembled, it wasn't exactly done by the book, but you got the job done. Just remember, as long as you work for the final victory, your actions are blameless. Oh. Yes, sir. You are promoted to a mechanic. Congratulations, Bastian. Well, thank you, sir. And I salute to Kontar, my colonel. He nods and then turns back to the window. I close the door softly behind me and leave him to his thoughts. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, they set him up to see how he would perform, but I think that he wouldn't have done that well. He wouldn't have known what to do. He was clueless until Astrid came around and helped him go to the right part of the factory and get the right treads for that tank. Well, I wasn't meant to succeed, was I? So it was just another test. But why are they testing me? I can understand why he's questioning them, you know, like the colonel testing him all the time. And why aren't they angry that I broke the rules? The colonel said everything is valued in light of its impact on the final victory. Building a tank is, I think, always a step towards the final victory. Therefore, I must have done the right thing. I guess they didn't see that coming, but it wasn't actually me. At least it wasn't me alone. Astrid helped me. They must have seen that too. Was the colonel informed? I should be both obedient and resourceful, and when there's a need. I have succeeded so far, but what if I fail? Yeah, what if Astrid's not around, huh? Next time, huh? But what if I fail? Will they be so forgiving then? I step out into the bright sunlight outside the factory. And at the same moment, the bell rings. Yay, kind of like a bell from school. We're off, we're out of there. Waves of people stream from the doors. I catch Astrid standing next to the bike rack and head her way. Hi, Bastian, how you doing? Well, it's been an interesting day, but I'm great. I'm absolutely great. We did an amazing job today. We did, but you sound a bit off to me. Is everything okay, hon? Yeah, everything's fine. Are you ready for the Markerbrunnen? Oh, yes, let's go. And so we get on our bikes and start pedaling. Finally, we're going to Markerbrunnen Park, right up here. Tank factory's right here, Markerbrunnen Park. It's not very far away. It doesn't look like. We head east, passing houses, cars, trams, bikes, horses, and people. Swimming place. Huh. The river there where they swam, nude. It's funny to see how the old and new come together near the city center. Markerbrunnen isn't too far from the factory, but we bike slowly and it takes us some time to get there. So they're taking a nice leisurely bike ride. I like it. We drift lazily through the streets, chatting and biking at the same time. We're not in any rush. So how was the rest of your day? Nothing too exciting. Mostly maintenance and running errands for the latest order of the Spritz model. Did you hear they're thinking about using cast iron in engines? It's more reliable than aluminum and makes the engine more powerful. No, I didn't know that. But what we did today, that was exciting, Bastian. Yeah, it was. I can't believe we managed to pull it off. It seems I wasn't supposed to be able to build that Schnauzer today, but we did it anyway. What do you mean you weren't supposed to be able to build it? Oh, I mean, just the Caterpillar track was of the wrong model. We did something out of the ordinary, and I guess something we weren't supposed to do. Screw what we were supposed to do. Who cares about that anyway? I just want to build cool stuff and get the job done. What could possibly be wrong with that? Well, there's nothing wrong with it. Did you have a meeting with the Colonel again? Did he say something that put you off balance? Well, it was just a regular meeting. He congratulated me on the good work, and he gave me a promotion. I'm now a mechanic. What's your rank, by the way, Astrid? A mechanic? You? You've got to be kidding me. Oh no. He's probably higher rank than her now, and she's going to be mad. Like, she's been there a lot longer, I think. You've got the same rank as I do. Oh, the same rank. But you can't even tell a Schnauzer track from a Spitz track. Oh, I can kind of see why she's upset. Yeah, it seems a little unfair to Astrid. This is a joke. Haha, it's not my fault you haven't risen as quickly as I have. Astrid stops her bike in front of me, her face red and fierce. Oh, she's mad. It's like she's really mad at me. You think I'm jealous? Is that seriously what you think? Oh, I must have that look. I must be eyeballing her like, what? You jealous now? Have you already forgotten who helped you build that tank today? Do you think you could have built that without my help? Oh, sorry. That's true, Astrid. I couldn't have done it without you. You're right. I always thought that by working hard, anyone can achieve anything. In fact, I still believe that. Today was just a bit unorthodox, don't you think? I thought it was just weird, too. Astrid turns her bike forwards and starts pedaling again, and I follow after her. Why was the wrong kind of track there to begin with? Hans ordered the parts, right? Hans would never make that kind of mistake. He's a factory sergeant. He's worked there for like ever. This might sound crazy, but I think the wrong track was put there on purpose. I think it was put there to test me to see how I would act in an unexpected situation. Much like in a battle. There's always a plan when you go into battle. But then the battle starts, and there are all kinds of things that can go wrong. The situation changes, and you just have to adjust. Maybe someone wanted to test me. Yeah, maybe. But why would you need that kind of skill in a factory? Things are supposed to run exactly as planned for the maximum efficiency. Yeah, that is what Han said when he showed me the different factories of the Empire. That each factory has its own task to perform, and it can perform even if the other factories aren't doing their jobs. Like a parallel circuit, he explained, you know? Astrid's eyes widen. He told you about that? Did he show you any maps or anything? There were plenty of maps, all kinds of other cool stuff, like typewriters and weird machines. What the heck are they doing in that office anyway? Wow, that's really cool. Maybe you could show me sometime. I can't. The doors are locked, and Hans kind of has the key. I don't think I'm normally authorized to go in there. Hans just wanted to show me the map so I could understand the bigger picture of this all. Well, that's really nice of him. Yeah, he's nice to me. Astrid looks ahead and a smile appears on her face. Well, at least she's not mad and jealous and all that anymore. We're almost there. I can already see the edge of the Marker Brunnen up ahead. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at all the fountains and Statues? Statues are kind of weird. Look at that. The statue reminds me of what? The statue reminds me of the history of the Empire. I feel an urge to touch the globe. That's kind of cool, though. The Markabrunn Park is beautiful. The calming rushing of water, the beautiful statues of heroes and heroines from fairy tales, the lush greenery surrounding it. Couples holding hands and children running around. The elderly sit on benches in the sun. And beside me, Astrid spins, a smile on her face. I'm so happy to be here with her. It's funny, even though there's a war going on, I don't feel scared at all, especially in a place like this. It's so peaceful and calm, it really seems nothing could bother us here. And I trust in our Air Force to be the rulers of the sky, just like the Commander-in-Chief promised us. I hope you're right. I just heard our Western enemy's chief of the air staff say something like, they sowed the wind and now they're going to reap the whirlwind. And to me, that sounds scary. Astrid, what are you talking about? Have you been listening to the enemy's radio? You must know that's a huge crime. Oh no, I hope not. She seems cool and collected. Let's see. I haven't been listening to band radio. I'm not crazy. And how did you find out about that? I just heard the phrase from some drunk soldiers at the market. I got scared and the sentence just stuck in my mind. Reap the whirlwind. I don't know, it just creeps me out. Astrid looks genuinely scared. I put my hand on her shoulder, pulling her towards me. Ah, nice. They are becoming really close friends. I'm just saying, I like the way their friendship is developing here. I'm sorry, Astrid. I didn't mean to blame you. I'm sorry. Look at his face. I've heard some awful stories of people who've been caught listening to the enemy's radio, and the punishments aren't mild. I don't think he has anything to be ashamed of. I mean, he's worrying. He cares about her. He already cares about her. You know, he doesn't want her to get in trouble. I like that. So you've heard stories too. I've heard stories. You've heard stories. We don't actually know anything, though, do we? Well, you're right. We shouldn't get carried away by just hearsay. We should focus on what we do know. And right now, all I know is that I am enjoying a nice, warm summer afternoon with you, and nothing should bother me here. I mean, look around us. It's so peaceful. And if it looks that way, it quite probably is. At least it's much more probable than believing some stupid story we just heard somewhere. Oh, you're right. And now that you mention the nice warm summer afternoon, I gotta say, this is great. I don't know what all these statues are, but they sure look funny. Famous fairy tale characters created by the magnificent artists of the Empire. This place really calms me down. I think it's all the old stuff here. It makes me realize that even though things are constantly changing around me, there are some things that do stay the same. I used to come here a lot as a child. I think the only memory I have of my father is from here. Aww. But what a memory, huh? He carried me on his shoulders. Aww. I think I was 4 years old. Damn, he has a good memory. I don't know if it's possible to have a memory from such a young age, but it's very distinct. I remember the details, the people, even the smells. The city has changed a lot since back then. Bastian, I'm so sorry about your father. But it is comforting that you have such a beautiful memory of him. Oh, thank you, Astrid. I really don't think about him so much, but sometimes it hurts. Look at pain again. Sometimes I start wondering what my life could have been like if he'd been here beside me. Sometimes it's just too hard. At those times I need to let go and do something. That helps. I think you should try to keep yourself busy, but you shouldn't forget about your father either. You're a very caring person, and it's okay to feel, Bastian. As you said, everyday life can be quite stressful. It's important to relax and think about the bigger picture every once in a while. It makes you realize that life isn't just about the mundane struggles, there are higher ideals to strive for as well. Yeah, right now the factory over Kolanov and the expansion of the empire to the east are the things to push for. Well, of course, but I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about more the, shall I say, softer ideas. Like art, music, theaters, movies, beautiful things. Oh, you mean like culture in general? Yes, the things that make us laugh and cry, the things that make us feel. But doesn't the Empire make you feel anything? When I was in the cinema 2 days ago with the Minister of the Public Enlightenment gave a speech, it was an emotional moment, and I think it was like that for everyone in the audience. Of course the Empire makes me emotional, but I still think it's different. I mean, art doesn't conquer countries. It doesn't spread like that. Art is peaceful. Art is an end on its own. But isn't the Empire also an end of its own? Isn't that what we're fighting for here? Not exactly, or at least I don't think so. We're fighting for the final victory, aren't we? We don't get up every morning and go to the factory for the Empire. We do that for the final victory. Oh yeah, well I guess you have a point there. But I'd still say the final victory is the means to an end, which is glory for the Empire. The Empire has been in the clutches of its neighbors for hundreds of years, after all. We need to expand our living space to secure a proper life for our people. Wow, you sound exactly like the minister. That film, no, the whole evening, it must have been just spectacular. I just think it makes sense, and yes, I did very much like the film. It was very well done and incredibly realistic. There was a beauty even in the sadness that it conveyed. Wait, you're not jealous, are you? Well, maybe I am. I mean, yeah, I would have loved to have been there. Did you have fun with the colonel and his daughter? Uh-oh. Yep, she might be getting a little bit jealous. Yeah, we had fun. Nefer, the colonel's daughter, she actually was in the film. Isn't that amazing? Oh no, she wasn't jealous before. She's going to be jealous now after hearing that a bit. Oh, that's amazing. Did she have a big role? No, actually, to be honest, she just passed by quickly. But she said the most important thing was that she had a meeting with the director and leaving a good impression. That's how she'll get bigger roles in the future, you know. Oh, the colonel's daughter is in the culture business. She's conquering hearts instead of countries. Call her Nefer, and I don't know about hearts. I just think she's trying to start her career. There's nothing wrong with that, is there? Oh, no, nothing wrong with that. I just mean, ooh, like an ice cream. Look, an ice cream cart. And Astrid points to the entrance of the park where a woman stands next to a cart. A hat covers her hair, and she's wearing a somehow pristine white apron. Yeah, how would you have a pristine white apron serving ice cream? That'd be kind of hard. And the vendor's like, ice cream, cold, sweet, fresh ice cream. Pick your favorite from our 6 famous flavors. Only 6 flavors? What happened to Cold Stone? What happened to Ben & Jerry's 100+ flavors? I'm sure those 6 flavors are all delicious, though. Hell, this is making me want ice cream right now. Oh, boy. Look what Astrid says here. Look at this. You promised to buy me all the ice cream I can eat, remember? Now I want it. Oh, man. This is making me want some, too. Yep, she's definitely nailed him because she helped him with that tank tread. He did promise her anything she wanted. I'll buy you all the ice cream you can eat at the park. And now here we are. All right, time to pay up there, bud. I can't stop grinning at Astrid. He's having fun. She's so lovely when she's bossy like that. And Bastian says, all right, let's get some. Get some is right. I wonder when these two are going to get some. Not ice cream. We run to the ice cream vendor even faster than we ran for the caterpillar track. I can't decide what to get. You decide, Bastian. Okay, let's see. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, coffee, maple walnut, or pistachio. Um, Maple walnut sounds really good. But you know what? Sometimes I do this, guys. Sometimes I just think the best flavor for ice cream, there's nothing better than good old-fashioned vanilla. Just plain old ice cream, it has a great flavor by itself, and sometimes you don't need all this fancy stuff. I love vanilla. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below what you guys think. The ice cream lady scoops a generous balls of an icy treat and sets them on cones. I pay in hand the other cone to Astrid. What a gentleman. She looks so cute with the ice cream cone in her hand. I can't stop smiling. Thank you, Bastian. No problem. A promise is a promise. As we head to the center of the park, Astrid takes my hand. My body instantly stiffens. I try my hardest to remain calm. I very much like having her hand in mine, and I wouldn't want her to think that I didn't. But my mind seems only to be able to process how different it is from my cold and clumsy one. We silently stroll around the main part of the ensemble called Pool Water. It's one large fountain and 9 small ones. 7 big frog statues spill water from their mouths. I point at one and mimic its face. Oh man, they're having fun. Astrid laughs. I flush with pride. We go next to the arcade of 7 arches. It takes until the center of them before my ice cream is gone. I don't think I've ever eaten ice cream so slowly. Astrid's presence makes me disregard ice cream as a pleasure. The statues around us almost make me feel like I'm in another world. A huge stone bowl decorated with carved dogs' heads and the whole set of different animals from fairy tales. Astrid says, "Look at the dogs, aren't they funny?" It's funny to put dogs' heads on human bodies. I wonder why that is. Dogs are a symbol of the Empire, so I guess it all makes sense. Our tanks are named after the purest dog breeds, and even the Emperor has his beloved dog, Beethoven. Dogs symbolize loyalty and the willingness to fight for the right cause. But isn't the right cause the one instilled by your dog's owner? Or by the dog's owner? The dog doesn't have any say in it. That's a good point. No, the dog does have a say. Dogs are smart. They can tell right from wrong. Dogs get depressed if they're treated badly or made to do wrong things. Wow, Bastian has a good point as well. Man, I really like this. But if they're treated well, they're forever loyal and will stop at nothing if their master needs help. Isn't that the kind of character a good citizen of the Empire should have? Astrid lets go of my hand. What? What did I say? I try to hide my disappointment in her letting go of my hand. Absolutely. Like, what did I say wrong there? She climbs the fountain and hangs from a statue. What about crazy dogs? Say dogs with rabies. Dogs that disobey their masters. What should be done with them? Oh, now it feels like I'm being tested again. I guess, unfortunately, they must be exterminated. Aww. It's sad, but isn't that what has to be done? It's better for the dogs, too. Astrid stares at me with an intense, penetrating look in her eyes. Oh my god, we've never seen a look like that from Astrid. She's like, yeah, she's mad now. She looks scary. I see. If something doesn't fit, it can't be, wait a minute. If something doesn't fit, it can just be eliminated. How does this work out in our metaphor? Should unsuitable humans also be eliminated? If you don't obey, are you just to be disposed of? Astrid is angry. So angry, I feel a palpable sense of danger. I stare at her, wanting to argue, but I can't make myself move. I'm paralyzed. A sense of fear creeps over me, and suddenly the world changes before my very eyes. Astrid rips the head off the statue she's perched on. What the heck is going on here? Water, now turned deep, dark, and red, spills out of the hole where the head was. And look at this dog. What is going on here? The statues that don't look so charming anymore. Is he dreaming now? He's got to be dreaming, right? It's like I've fallen into one of my own nightmares. Astrid jumps off the statue and heads towards me. I want to run away, but I can't. Yeah, he's got to be dreaming. She tosses the dog's head away as if it was nothing and takes my hand again. I snap back to reality, prompted by the warmth of her hand and the cooling rain that has suddenly started pouring on us. Oh, woo. I was starting to wonder there. What happened? Astrid's eyes are tender. There's nothing left of the bloodlust I saw earlier. I look at the statue, but it's exactly as it was, a dog's head resting firmly on a human shoulder. I'm sorry. All the killing just makes me anxious. I know we're at war, and I know that sometimes we must do undesirable things to achieve our natural objectives. Oh, I understand. I don't like the killing either. I guess I don't really think about it now that I'm not on the front. It doesn't feel like I'm killing anyone when I'm building tanks, but they're machines designed to kill. I just don't think about it. I think about it constantly when I'm in the factory, Astrid says. It just makes me crazy sometimes. I don't want to kill anyone, but such are the times. I know I shouldn't be saying these things, but I just feel like I can trust you, Bastian. Of course you can trust me, Astrid. And don't worry, Astrid, everything's gonna be fine. Astrid pushes herself into my arms, squeezing me tight. Her body shudders, and I realize that she's crying. I hold her as tight as I can, fighting back tears of my own. Oh man, they're really getting close here. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. Alright, right there, guys, before we find out what's going on with dear old mom, this has been one of the longer episodes. We're gonna go ahead and end it right there, with Bastian and Astrid continuing to develop their relationship into something that I have a feeling is gonna be more before this is all through. I still wonder what's going to happen with dear old mom and Bastian and their relationship there. Kind of a sad, but all too realistic relationship that we see going on here. But yeah, again, I think I have something wrong with my mouse because sometimes it just goes back like that. It's kind of weird. Anyway, guys, I want to go and thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being here, Joe. Thanks for being here, Ryan. You just came in. Sorry that I'm ending the stream right now. Guys, I'm going to return with live stream in the Moonshine number 224. That'll be after the weekend, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. And we'll return with part 4 of Panzer Hearts. So far, surprisingly good visual novel. And I'm enjoying it, so hopefully you guys are as well. And we'll see you in the next video. If you're watching this video on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, guys. And make sure you check me out over on Twitch as well. And make sure you follow me over there so you'll know when I'm live streaming, so you can watch me live and join me for my live streams, you know, if you're available. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Zaxter99 with Panzer Hearts. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.